Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as I always enjoy casting this bot. In the bottom right, it is BenBotBC, and in the upper left, it is going to be SharpenedEdge, a Protoss bot that's been around for quite a while. So a PvT, but more importantly, a bot versus bot match. And I'm excited to see how this one's going to go between these two. I'll be honest, sometimes I do stay away from casting BenBot against certain bots because it kind of just hard counters a lot of early pushes. The early game wall of BenBot and the way that it plays and sort of just stays on two bases for a while is super duper strong. So it kind of just doesn't die to a lot of bots that just push the front. Now we're going to see if SharpenedEdge can potentially bypass that or not in this match. And so, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this one, make sure to go ahead and click that like button if you haven't already. If you want to get daily notifications about these bot matches, just go ahead and click that subscribe and bell button to get notified whenever I put up a new video. If you're someone that just watches videos through your recommendeds page, but you haven't clicked that subscribe button, go ahead and do that. And then leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more bots. You guys are the best at it. Always blowing that up. For a pretty small channel, we have some amazing stats on that. And that wouldn't be possible without you guys. And then, yeah, let me know if you have any audio feedback. I did recently reset Windows, which means I'm kind of adjusting all the audio settings and stuff like that, trying to make sure everything is nice and proper. Finally fixed that bug I had that StarCraft 2 would update every time I launched it, which was a little infuriating, but I think I finally got that taken care of, which was a large part of why I actually reset Windows. Now we do have BenBot going for a bit of a cheeky proxy. One Marine for now is going to try and deal with the Stalker. However, the Stalker SharpenedEdge does try and prioritize shooting that SCV. It gets one shot off, kills the Marine, and is now going to kill the SCV potentially. Although it's just shooting the racks. There we go, retargets. As BenBot is going for this full-on Marauder proxy. Concussive Shell is done, so the Stalker will actually be in trouble and probably be dead, with BenBot catching that first Stalker. There is a second Stalker out. SharpenedEdge is pulling some probes very wisely to help buffer against this, so that's a very mature decision, trying to shut this down, and BenBot does seem to get shut down. However, now two Marauders are coming on in. The Stalker is going to get tagged by that Concussive Shell, and so the Stalker will die, but the SCV gets targeted down, so very well done by... very well done by SharpenedEdge to target down those workers and realize they're kind of the priority. Good implementation of programming there. We've now got a Zealot and a Stalker moving forward. The Marauders are shooting the Zealot, so that's doing its job of tanking shots. Meanwhile, the Marine is trying to avoid probes, running into the Zealot too. There's now two Zealots out. So BenBot's proxy, it started off pretty strong, and it definitely did get something done. However, it's not going to get a kill move, I don't believe. Looks like one of those Zealots will go down to the north. The Stalker, however, is getting shots off on the Marauders. Looks like that second Zealot may die, so the Marauders are at least trading out. This Marauder is running right on by the Sentry, which is interesting, as these bots are just skirmishing in the middle of the map. I always try and do a nice intro for these bot matches, and then they just get started off so darn quickly and so darn cheekily, and that's exactly what we've had here. BenBot went for that proxy racks, just streaming units across the map. SharpenedEdge did quite a good job of holding that, though, shutting down the initial bunker, shutting down the follow-up bunker, then pulling probes at that one point. Incredibly well done. SharpenedEdge is quite a high-level Protoss bot that's had quite a bit of development put into it, I believe. Let me just pull up these bot pages now that the game has simmered down a little bit to read the descriptions of these bots. I know some of you guys like to hear that. And let me tell you, SharpenedEdge has quite the biography written on it, which is very cool. as I do like to hear about people's bots. I like to see change logs on them, and particularly timestamp change logs. If you program a bot, have like dated change logs so we can sort of see the progression. Some of the bots do have change logs in their actual download if you look inside their configs. Now, SharpenedEdge is programmed by Dr. Infi or Drinfi. I think it's probably the former. Now, the bot Protoss, programmed in Python, created a while back. This is what I'm talking about, SharpenedEdge being old but gold, from June 7th, 2019. So over 5 years old at this point. Last updated December 2nd, 2024 though, so definitely still receiving active development. And then it's got just how it was created. SharpenedEdge was created 2019 to play Reactor Artificial Overmind Challenge. Now, I'm going to pause reading that for a second, as we do have SharpenedEdge going for quite an attack going up the ramp. There's a lot of Zealots. However, BenBot has pulled SCVs off the line, and this is the early game defense I'm talking about from BenBot. As all those Zealots get cut down, the SCVs did a great job repairing that. Stim was done on the Terran Bio units. They're actually trying to chase down some of those Stalkers. Now a siege tank is out, so BenBot loses a few SCVs. It definitely is behind on the economy, as it's 29 workers to 49, as the Protoss is getting up a third Nexus. So things could definitely be better for BenBot, being behind a little bit from its command center timing, losing some of those SCVs, the commitment to the early cheese. And then, yeah, so it was created initially to play in a challenge. The bot author picked Protoss, as it seemed like the hardest race for bots to play, which I'd probably agree with. It's definitely not easy. There's a wide range of Protoss play that you can do. Now the tank, the Widowmines, and the Marauders on the high ground are going to be dealing with this attack from SharpenedEdge. Widowmine's going to go off on the Zealots. Those should be some big connections, and they are. The bunker almost gets targeted down, but that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, I guess. But as that bunker stays alive, so yeah, played. It was actually featured in a live event in Helsinki. Won against some other bots. Has all its results listed. It's played and won in Pro Bots, which is very cool. Then it's got a nice long blurb about its design. And the playstyle, scripted Python bot with multiple base strategies. SharpenedEdge can adjust its strategy based on scouting information and tries to make educated guesses when it's the proper time to expand or attack. The goal for SharpenedEdge is to play the game and make decisions like a human would. It tries to be unpredictable, but also react correctly when appropriate. Data is used for analytics when an opponent plays with predictable tactics. Then the library is used. SC2 pathlib, Sharpie SC2, and an API from Python SC2. It's got its results listed. Yeah, I recommend you guys give the page for SharpenedEdge a read. And then, of course, BenBot is a much shorter description. Boisier, Terran, Java, created also 2019, so an older bot as well, as it comes in for an attack. I'm not sure how well this attack is going to work out for BenBot. Marauders against Immortals. Like a sentry or two may go down in all this fighting, as the Marauders do kite back independently, killing off a couple of the sentries. However, BenBot's defense is definitely its strength. So now it could be in a bit of trouble, as SharpenedEdge is really doing that, sort of inferring when it's a good time to attack, and that is definitely when your opponent has thrown away a lot of units. We're going to see if BenBot can hold on. There is 2 tanks. There is still, well, 2 Widowmines, but this Protoss force is coming up the ramp. There's 2 Immortals, however, they do back out for a second. Vision is obtained by the Protoss, as SharpenedEdge is just going to go as far as it can. The bunker actually falls. Zealots are spilling forward. Widowmines are going off. The tanks could be in jeopardy here. They are getting some massive shots off, though, and they will end up holding the line for now. I believe one of the Widowmines died during that chaos. The bunker died, of course. We've got BenBot building a new bunker. The Terran bot getting up to a third base. And this is that strong defense I'm talking about for BenBot. It really does wonders for the Terran bot. Despite how behind it was, it's been doing very well. Staying alive just because of that solid defensive strategy. It really is one of the best features of BenBot. SharpenedEdge, though, isn't exactly just all inning off of 2 or 3 bases. It's got a 4th base done, fully saturated, so a really strong economy, continuing to upgrade, getting charge, which will help out, +2 on the way. The Protoss army is still bigger than that of the Terrans. BenBot, meanwhile, has got that 3rd base up. It is building a 4th command center, so it's not too far behind on the economy. We've got a siege tank on the way for BenBot, so continuing to add on those defensive units. Meanwhile, the Viking and Raven are moving around. I'm not sure they want to be out on the map like this, so it's best if they get home. Stalkers do blink after the Viking. They are going to get it. Nicely done there. We've got Templar Archives, Gravitic Boosters on the way, which is speed for observers. And SharpenedEdge, we'll see if it's going to try another attack. BenBot does still have quite the force. Charge isn't done, though, which I think could be very important when it comes to this next attack from SharpenedEdge. However, the dynamic is really going to be changed here as BenBot is expanding towards the 4th base on the front, which means that location might not be as strong defensively. If the tanks are in the back line, this 4th base could definitely be vulnerable. We've also got disruptors added on in here. Anti-armor missile, great connection by the Raven on that Protoss army. That's going to soften that up quite a bit. This base is not yet a planetary fortress. Marauders are stimming. Widowmines and Marines coming down the ramp to help out. The SCVs are getting pulled into the fight as well. However, there's simply way more Protoss than there is Terran. Disruptor shot is getting off. The tanks in the back aren't really doing too much. BenBot is streaming down units from the ramp, as many as it can muster. However, I'm not sure this planetary is going to be saved. It's right on the line of, do you cancel and lift this off, or do you try and finish it and let it be repaired? There are SCVs moving down, trying to repair that planetary. However, the mules cannot be bothered, and that PF does end up falling, so that's quite a loss for BenBot. It lost a lot of SCVs repairing that. We've got SharpenedEdge going for a big Stalker warping right on the front. As more Stalkers are being warped in, they do struggle with the tanks of BenBot, though. So a successful attack for SharpenedEdge. It's not going to be able to take this further just yet, though, as the 2 tanks and the Widowmines. It's such a strong defensive position for the Terran. The Protoss bot, though, is now getting up a 5th, whereas it knocked BenBot down to a 3rd base. BenBot's still making more Marauders. SharpenedEdge does have charge finished as well now. That's definitely going to help out. Looks like that command center is going to lift off and move to another location. It looks like SharpenedEdge is going up the ramp, though, just going for the throat. The 2 bunkers are alive. However, the tanks did fall. SCVs are repairing the bunkers. There isn't that much Protoss army left. We've also got the Viking dealing with the Prism, which is actually quite important, as we did see that offensive warp-in for SharpenedEdge, and we're going to see it again. Come on, Viking, it's time to be a hero. Looks like it does shut down that warp-in. That's actually massively important. Now, I'm not sure if the damage has been done or not, as BenBot gets knocked down to a measly 45 SCVs. Still, though, taking quite a nice trade. 18,000 resources lost against 12,000. The Viking and the Raven duo are going to kill off another observer. BenBot has got that base on the right side, getting up, saturating it up, and it's not in the line of fire towards the natural base. Auto turret kills off that disruptor. BenBot is moving out on the map with its bio. I think it would be much better if it just sat back. However, a lot of... it's trying to get that immortal. Looks like it will. Army supply is in favor of BenBot, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it can attack. Over with how injured these Terran bio units are, I'm having my doubts. There's also just 1-1 for the Terran done. Meanwhile, BenBot has, or meanwhile SharpenedEdge, pardon me, has got +3 attack. There's so many Nexus going up as well for SharpenedEdge. Double expanding, that's something I love to see from a bot. This Protoss's economy is not going anywhere anytime soon. BenBot does at least have up that planetary as a 4th base. It hasn't really rebuilt its tanks. I'd love to see those defensive tanks coming back, and we do have 1 being built. That's quite important. The bio for BenBot, it is interesting. It's BenBotBC, but it's not making any BCs. I'm just wondering if that's the matchup right now. Marauders are stimming, doing as well as they can. However, they're going to be getting chased all the way home as SharpenedEdge is coming for another attack off the back of its very strong economy. BenBot has got quite a good economy itself. However, it's taken some significant losses all those Marauders are going to die without achieving too much. The one tank is getting set up on that ramp just in the nick of time to start getting some shots off, and SharpenedEdge was quite choked up. SCVs have to be pulled off the line to try and repair that bunker. The bunker is staying alive for now. SCVs, some of them being targeted down. These two bunkers really have been the saving grace of BenBot, but one of them is going to fall. The bunker is still being repaired as more SCVs are pulled off the line. One bunker remains. There's only one Immortal left as well to try and help target this down. Auto turret kills off the Observer as the bunker gets repaired to full HP. SCV is like, hey, we can leave now. I think you guys may need to get back there. The Terran bot is falling down on supply. The one bunker is really doing what it can. More SCVs will have to be pulled off the line to repair that bunker. BenBot's also building another bunker further back. It's getting so low, but staying alive. Meanwhile, there's just chaos in the natural. Another tank comes forward. It's gonna get very far forward and get set up. However, that is too far forward, and it does go down. That's quite a massive loss for the Terran bot. Now, BenBot is attempting to get up another expansion during all this chaos, so it's kind of keeping it together. I'm sure mules are helping out a little bit to keep the income of BenBot there, but the bunkers even get an upgrade. Oh man, they're going to be looking even better. However, units that are away from the bunker are much more difficult for BenBot to deal with, as SharpenedEdge has just macroed up, got constant damage done to BenBot. Another Widowmine is coming forward. This command center flying over will burn down, and oh man, there's even a Colossus now. Viking tries to deal with that. Widowmines are going off. The bunker is going to fall, and it looks like that SharpenedEdge is gonna take this one. And yeah, what a great match by SharpenedEdge. I was quite curious whether it would have been able to get through the defense of BenBot or not. I think a lot of this game really did come down to the fact that BenBot took its fourth base in the line of fire, and the way that the programming of SharpenedEdge worked. Like, it was very clearly just attacking the natural. Say in this match, if BenBot had initially expanded to here as its fourth base, it would have had the fourth up much sooner, had a stronger economy, and potentially won the match as a result. So it goes to show how little things can affect these bot matches very significantly. But SharpenedEdge is definitely the victor in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watched all the way to the end, go ahead and click that like button. If you haven't already, leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these bot matches. I certainly enjoy casting them. If you want to see a rematch between these two, where, who knows, maybe we would get BenBot taking a fourth base, let me know. And by taking a fourth, I mean taking a fourth in a safer location. Then, yeah, that might be cool to cast some more of these matches. If you do want to support the channel, consider becoming a YouTube member. Big thanks to everyone that has supported the channel using the PayPal link as well. I did buy some new PC upgrades recently, so that helps keep running the new operating systems of Windows. Fortunately, Starcraft 2 doesn't really get any harder to run. Now, we do have BenBot just staying alive for a little bit. No workers left, one command center. And yeah, what a really great match this was. SharpenedEdge did a good job with its just tenacity, overcoming the aggression, like, or overcoming the defense of BenBot with constant aggression. And the answer to how it was able to do that is in, I don't know, these 8 bases that it has. Like, sometimes we see bots fail against BenBot's defense, but that's usually when they're like a bot that just does like a 2 or a 3 base all in. Not that we have many top bots that just do that anymore. Still though, quite an impressive match. And yeah, so it's cool to see that design from SharpenedEdge being incredibly aggressive, but having the economy to back it up. And a nice killer Protoss composition. That is going to be that. the last racks. How long will it take SharpenedEdge to find this? Not long, apparently. GG.